So I've noticed that my body has been very tense throughout the day and in certain scenarios, certain things that I go through throughout the day. And it's usually when I'm talking to somebody, usually when I'm in a group setting or when I'm just speaking to certain people one on one. And I notice that as soon as I relax my body, all the anxiety, everything I'm feeling at that moment, it kind of just goes away. And so today I actually started meditating before the gym and before work. Just 5 minutes, nothing crazy, but I do feel a lot better just from that. So that is something that I'm gonna keep doing. And I think that a lot of times we feel very tense. Like we might not even notice it. We just feel tense. Like we feel stuck. And I noticed that within myself, it's with my voice mostly. Like I'll catch myself wanting to speak at a certain volume or enunciate in a certain way. And I just feel something like kind of in my throat, in my chest area, that's like pulling me back. That's basically saying like, no, 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 like speak softer. And it's just not letting me speak in the way that I want to speak. And as soon as I take a deep breath and I basically relax my throat muscles, relax my chest, I'm able to speak however I want to speak. And so I think that's the key, just relaxing, not being so tense. Of course, there's scenarios, there's times where, yeah, being kind of tense and on edge helps, like in an emergency. If there's an emergency, yes, one, you need to be relaxed and able to think. However, two, at the same time, you need that anxiety and that extra little boost of energy to act and do something right away and move in a certain way. So it can be good and it can be bad. And if you think about it, if we're always tense and on edge and anxious, maybe it stems from a time in our past. Maybe when we were kids. I know for me, it's when I was a kid. Something happened and we had to be very on edge about it. Like for me, I was abused. I was hit. I was yelled at a lot. And I ended up I grew up very tense, very anxious, always on edge, always like looking over my shoulder, afraid that somebody was going to do something to me. And maybe as a kid, it helped to always be ready for that certain thing, especially if you were abused as a child. It maybe helped you survive at that time. However, now, many years later, it overwhelms you. It doesn't let you just fully be yourself. It doesn't let you live your life how you want to live it. And I mean, that's something that we need to learn to let go. I know that for me, it's hard to forgive that type of thing. It's very hard. I mean, I know for a fact, like I still, like when I see this person, I just get this anger inside of me. In my chest, I just feel so angry, so frustrated, so upset. Even if now they don't do anything to me, they don't say anything, they don't cause me any type of anger, I still feel that. And it's like that fight or flight type of feeling, You see them and you're like, you puff your chest out, ready for something. And personally, I need to let that go. It's in the past. I forgive that person for me. I don't ever want to associate myself with them or speak to them or be friends with them or whatever. However, forgiving that person will let me heal. If I always carry around that anger and that feeling that I felt for years as a child, it's only going to negatively impact me. It's never going to allow me to fully just be present, fully just be myself, and fully just live my life. And so part of it is meditation, sitting with yourself, letting your thoughts flow. And the other part is forgiving ourselves. It can be very hard to forgive ourselves. I know for me, it's been rough. I've made many mistakes. I've done things I should never have done. And I can't take it back. There is nothing I can do about it now except make peace with myself and with anyone else who I may have hurt. And I mean, that's not easy. It is not easy to forgive yourself. However, sometimes things just aren't our fault. I mean, we didn't know any better. And if we did, we were simply acting in a way that we thought was the best way to act. You know, sometimes things just happen. And it's okay. You're perfect just the way you are. Your flaws, your mistakes, everything you've done in your life has led you to this one moment right here. If it wasn't for any of that stuff, any of the things you've gone through in your life, any of the mistakes you've made, the pain that anyone has caused you or that you may have caused onto others, if it wasn't for any of that, you would not be here. You would not be this person. And who you are right now is most important. Even if you want to be a certain type of person in the future, when the future comes, you will still be you. You will simply be in a different place in your life. However, it will still be the present moment. There is no tomorrow, there's no yesterday, there's only now. Only now. We can only feel that feeling of yesterday and that feeling of tomorrow. However, when it comes, or when it was now. It was present. And something else that I just thought of is we need to praise ourselves. We need to be better to ourselves, treat ourselves better. I can be very hard on myself. I make one little mistake and I'm over here telling myself all these messed up things, and that's not fair. It's not fair to you to treat yourself that way. I know I would never speak to anybody else in the way that I speak to myself sometimes, and that's messed up, you know? How is it fair to myself to treat myself worse than I would ever treat anybody else? If you want to be kind to people, be kind to yourself as well. You're in this world with you. You're experiencing this life with you. You're not that voice in your head. You are not your actions. You are that presence behind it. You are witnessing it. when your mind goes silent and you're simply looking out into the world and just seeing things without judgment, without a thought, without anything. I think that's the closest we are to really, truly feeling ourselves. So love yourself. Be there for yourself. Trust yourself. Everything will be okay. We're in this together.